Jai Guru. Jai Guru. Beloved Gurudev is Atma Madhu, the nectar of the soul. Beloved Gurudev is giver of Bharabhaya, the boon ensuring fearlessness. We have such a beloved Gurudev. What fear? We can drink the milk of fearlessness from the nectarful teachings of beloved Gurudev. Fear, come what may. Let us pray and bow to our beloved Gurudev, Sri Guruji, all masters of the lineage, and all world teachers, known and unknown. Fear appears to be invincible. When you think of fear, my mind goes to the book Freedom from Fear, written by our Guruji. I look upon that book as a classic, another Upanishad that deals with the philosophy of fear and the remedies thereof. That book alone can empower us to become fearless, live the life of a true Kriya practitioner, saying every moment goodbye to the fear, to the anxiety, to the apprehensions, depression, dejection, and delusion. It's a very good, beautiful book. Very beautiful book. Like Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Brahma Sutra, and the like. Since it's written in English language, it's made available to all people living at various corners of the globe. We should honor that book, reading it cover to cover, digesting it issue to issue, practicing therapies illustrated there, one to the end. Fear. Nobody can escape the tyranny of the fear. Fear is so gesturic, universal. No king and queen, no president or the prime minister or a chancellor, no philosopher or an idiot, literate or illiterate, a businessman or a beggar. None can claim freedom from fear unless they take recourse to the use of fear fighters. If I'm permitted, I coin that word, fear fighters. Such fear fighters cannot be procured from the making company or Lockheed company or the Rafale making company. But they're available free of cost in books like Yoga Sutra and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And their teachings, as illustrated by realized souls like beloved Gurudev and beloved Sri Guruji. This is the wonder. We have the remedy, but very few of us do use the remedy. And that's why it causes problem. The world is becoming so anxiety-ridden. Mind is becoming so restless. Heart is becoming so fearful that people have started taking sleeping pills to have a knockdown sleep in the night or at any other time. A knockdown sleep may give us a temporary vacation from tension, from fear. But the fear haunts us in the daily life as well as that of the dreams. You can't escape. You cannot escape. Unless we take recourse to the remedies, therapies, as suggested by Sri Guruji and other masters as well. Sri Guruji is known to us, dearer to us, nearer to us. So his therapies are easily understood, can be easily used for better use, for better result. Fear is like a super nuclear bomb that can blast the twin cities. Hiroshima, the heart of ours, Nagasaki, the mind of ours. And the blast is very terrible. People become panicked. And the effect of the panic continues for many, many days, months and years, even though nothing is everlasting, everything changeable. Left to the time, everything changeable. Fear. If you just look at the list of the fears, as we find in that book, Freedom from Fear, we can divide them into, in an ordinary way, the divine fears and the daily life fears. One day Sri Guruji was telling us, even some practitioners like me and you sometimes feel very much afraid to sit at a particular place for longer hours, closing the eyes and meditate. Fear comes within. Fear disturbs the mind. We cannot keep the eyes closed. We cannot sit in the proper meditative posture. Why? Is fear generated from within and from without? Yes. External dangers, when they come, when the eyes can see them, ears can hear their sound and alarm, we become fearful, panicked. And from within the fear comes. Very beautifully, fear descends down from the memory, from the stock of the impressions of the past days and the past lives. Divine fears can be very conveniently attended to and can be conquered through prayer, more sense of surrender, more amount of devotion, more amount of commitment for the master and for the technique, following the master in a loving way. Then divine fears will be dissolved. But the daily life fears, following Sri Guruji, I can classify them into 8 departments. Fear out of helplessness. Look at the child landing on earth, cries because he's facing a new world, new companions, new friends, new known and unknown. Known means he himself or she himself the known one, and everybody unknown. Child cries, helpless, cannot protect himself or herself. If the snake is coming to bite, if the dog is coming to bite, if the tiger is coming to swallow it up. Helpless. And sometimes adults in certain situations become so helpless. They cry out of fear, helplessness, fear of punishment. We all commit mistakes. To err is human, but to rectify the errors is more important. Mistakes are to give us lessons, not to be practiced second time, third time. No repetition. As beloved Gurudev has already explained to us. Not to be too much perplexed about the commitment of a mistake once in life. Immediately, if we can rectify and not to repeat that mistake, then the commitment of the past mistake can be accepted as opening the door for more practice of purity, more practice of cleanliness, more practice of perfection. Fear of punishment, sinful activities that I have committed, I'm afraid of the punishment that is due for it, either in this life or in the coming life. Cause and effect, one cannot avoid, cannot escape. Fear of falling from the grace of the master, teacher, elders, and the employer. If I fall from the grace of the employer, my job is gone. My security of the living is gone. Bread and butter is lost. If I'm falling from the grace of my master, my journey in the evolutionary highway is either halted, jeopardized. If I fall from the grace of the elders, I am forfeiting their love, their assurance, their affection. Falling from the grace of such men and women really causes fear. Fear of losing health and beauty on account of diseases. Who is not afraid of a disease? CAC, cancer, AIDS, now coronavirus. I'm selecting the three major ones. Each one is panicked. They appear to be invincible. There is some remedy for cancer, but still it is causing problem and concern. Scientists are trying their best to improve upon medicines and vaccines for corona virus. Fear of disease. For it will cause me and give me suffering and pain, disability. I'm afraid. I may not be as I was previously. I'm losing my health and beauty because of my fear and panic. Fear of the loss of the property and possessions. I have a good mansion, it may fall down because of earthquake tomorrow. Or mechanical mishaps. Or I may lose it. It will be auctioned out on account of my bankruptcy. I may lose my property. By chance, I have put all my eggs in one basket. Entire accumulated wealth in one items of the stock exchange. It may evaporate, cause me terrible panic and fear. What shall I do? Loss of property and possessions causes fear. Fear of criticism and condemnation. Who loves to be criticized? Even when the teacher, when the master, so loving, so motherly, points out our mistakes, we feel a little bit disturbed. And if the teacher, by chance, points it out in the public, in the midst of a gathering, my cheeks become tomato red because of shame. And I have a little anger. Why the teacher didn't call me to his lonely camera and told me? Why he didn't tell me? Why he scolded me in the front of everyone? Criticism, condemnation. That's why Emperor Napoleon was afraid of the press. The fountain pen of a pressed man, more powerful than the gun of a general. That was his comment. Really, that's the case. An editorial lambast can cause fear in any statesman, any leader, anywhere. Any political party may also crumble down. Press. The fourth is state, media. People are afraid of it. Criticism and condemnation. Fear of old age. To prevent old age, aging process, many medicines, ginseng, this and that, Chinese medicine, Oriental medicine, Occidental medicine. How to arrest the aging process. Why? The old age. Cripple me, disable me, and possibly there may be a loss of memory. The most panicking aspect of the fear. I may lose my memory and thereby lose my relationship. I'll lose everything in my life. Memory gone, everything gone. Old age. But we should know, reading the book, remember the teachings of Sri Guruji, how to live with the old age, how to learn to use the old age. Sri Guruji very often quotes it, that our ancestors divided the lifespan of 100 years, considering that as 100 years, into 4 equal parts. First part, 25 years studentship, good training, good bodybuilding, good mind making, good temper, good discipline. Second part, 26th onwards to 50th year, householder's life, earning, living, having a good house, family care, social care. Then first chapter you heard, second chapter you heard, third chapter, Vanaprastha. This is the beginning. I must be trained in art of Vanaprastha, art of retirement, to face old age. I need not run to the caves, did not enter the forests. Inside the home, with my family members, I will practice a little bit of withdrawal, less consumption, and minimization of my needs. The lifelong acquisition of property, the lifelong accumulation of possessions, both wealth-oriented and intellect-oriented. Now the time for distribution. To this, Plato had said, distributive justice. Old people should come forward to share their knowledge, their information, their abilities, their skill, technique that are made time great. Now they should share those secrets of greatness to others. Help others to rise. Help others to multiply their fortune. Help the society to become a better society, a rational society, a reasonable society, and a society based on truth, beauty, and service. Old age. I must know how to live the old age. I must use the old age properly. So where is the question of panic? Old age, come on, I welcome you. I embrace you, come on. land on my body at the right moment, and keep my mind awakened. When you are coming your footsteps, need not panic me. I will not be worried about its alarm. Rather, I will be delighted. Old age. But the ultimate fear, as Sri Guruji has explained, is the death. Sri Guruji very smilingly explains, child is born the first day. That is, countdown starts for the death. Every annual event of that birthday, to what we observe the happy birthday, that the first milestone towards the death. And very few, very 1 in a trillion, those who cross over the mark of the 100th milestone, such centurions are of different tribe. But all others, we are all normally afraid of the death. Therefore, Sri Guruji says, the best thing is to understand what is the life, what is the mystery of life, what is death, what is the mystery behind the death. And to understand the life and death, one should understand the mystery of the karma. The karma. I am born to burn some amount of karma of the past life or lives. And in the process of burning, if I keep on accumulating, amassing, then further lives are ensured, enlisted. Karma is to be understood properly so that our activities will be in consonance with the laws of divine karma. I must restrict them, regulate them, so that I will not have bad karmas, to have bad life, bad moments of life in future. Karma. Mysteries of death. What is it? It is not exactly an end of the life, not end of a body, not end of the life. Life's journey continues. Sri Guruji says, along with the mind and the memory. As we sleep, for some moment we are peaceful, we forget the shock, sufferings, pitfalls. We forget everything. Violence, hopelessness, all gone. When we rise again they come back to the mind and heart. But death is a bigger sleep. When we wake up, as Sri Guruji says, we find the same body, same mind, same heart. But when we wake up after the death, we have a new body, new life. Death is also peaceful. Death, rather, Sri Guruji says, is a kind of promotion. As we move from standard 1 to standard 2, so we are promoted from one life's experience to another future life of further experience. As long as we are not experienced, we will not be realized. And as long as we are not realized, this process of life and death will continue. Fear of death. Falling to the mouth of the alligators or shark on the sea, or to the mouth of lions and the tigers on the surface. What a fear. Even falling into the crater of the Himalayas or the crater in the South Pole. What a fear. To combat the fear, we should practice yoga under the living and loving guidance of the masters. If I am permitted to make a humor out of it, in our yoga, Mahamudra practice is like a big fear fighter. Our pranayams of all levels, they are like Raphels. They are the fear fighters. Our Yoti Mudra, that practice is a beautiful savior that can protect us from fear, protect us from the fall, protect us from further life, protect us from illusion, delusion, and error. And that is the practice, the conclusion that can lead towards slowly and slowly the final goal of life. Final goal of the body is death, but the final goal of the life is God realization, not death realization. That is why Sri Guruji says, guidance of the Guru is to be accepted. Practice of the technique given by the Guru is to be followed with love, ceaselessly, continuously and continually, following the spiritual discipline, both in the personal life, family life, and social life. Then we can gain a wonderful strength, a wonderful power that is called the power of confidence and courage. Sri Guruji says in its conclusion, one cannot fight fear if he is timid, both physically and mentally. One must have a good sound health, strong body to practice Mahamudra and meditation. One must be very strong physically and also mentally strong. We must not be timid. We must be very much robust, strong. And this strength can give us more confidence, more courage. No confidence, no courage, fear will appear for you as the devil, the greatest devil on the planet, fear. But this can be conquered by yoga, practice of yoga, surrendering at the holy feet of the Master and receiving his teachings, his technique, and following them with love. In short, following the Master is following the path of fearlessness. Following the Master is to receive heart full of ambrosia. Following the Master to receive mind full of peacefulness, calmness, enjoying relaxation. Following the Master is to reach the summit of realization, where there will be no fear, where there will be no anxiety, there will be no apprehension, no feeling this or that, only one to be merged in bliss, eternal joy. From that eternal joy, its fragrance will be causing some pleasure within, eternal pleasure within. There will be no scope for the fear to germinate and dominate. No fear. Live without fear. Let us live without fear. Let us follow the Master with fearlessness. Jaya Guru. I wish God, O Gurudev, beloved Guruji, make me fearless. Make my friends fearless. Let a new community of fearless, courageous practitioners come up to create a new humanity where there will be no fear, where there will be no anxiety. There will only cheers, cheers, and cheers. Jai Guru. we'll have a short meditation. Let our body, the temple of peace, temple of yoga, become silent physically and mentally. While thinking of beloved Gurudev, concentrate on the top of the head, fontanel, the home of fearlessness. We, the practitioners, are fearless warriors. Every moment, along with the breath, think of the presence of Gurudev. Normal breathing, normal and longer breathing. Normal, slow and long. Slow, long, then deep. Inhale, slow, long and deep. Hold. Exhale. In every inhalation, particles of conviction and courage entering. Particles of fear are being expelled in every exhalation. Gurudev is breathing simply to cooperate with him, remembering him. Then breathing becomes convenient, fearless, at the soul center. Concentrate more on Gurudev. For more meditation, for more concentration, as each center downwards, more concentration, for more purity, next downwards, what a whirlpool of emotions embellish each emotion into a devotion. Heart, the midpoint, middle path, moderation. Further downwards to conquer false appetite, false hunger, to take every spoonful of food, spoonful of nutrition with thought of God and Guru. Then new hemoglobin, new joy. More concentration, more yogic power. Further downwards to uplift the home to the level of heaven. More discipline, more divinity. Divine descendancy, reaching a point, the bottom. More practice of stability. We were heading toward the earth like the physical life, earth bound, 5 elements bound. Now, upwards, at each center point, remembering Gurus, masters of the lineage. Pair by pair by pair. At the midpoint, Lahiri Mahashaya. Now the concentration go to Babaji. Further rising upwards, for inner prayer to the God, chosen God. back to the home of fearlessness. Now, inhale, slow, long, deep. Hold. Exhale. With an SLD, hold, bend and bow. Exhaling, permitting normal breathing. Bow to the God, bow to Gurudev, bow to Guruji, all masters. And Atma Guru, the self within. Pray for fearlessness, more courage in life, more confidence in the heart, more focus in the mind. Gurudev, help us to awaken, to rise, and now with LSD, rise, sit up. Concentration after exhalation on the God, on the Guru. Imbibing every moment atoms of fearlessness. Amrita Bindu. Drinking Atma Madhu. Lovers of God and Gurus. Drinkers of Atma Madhu. Nectar of the soul. Drinker of the infinite. Finite body shaped friends. Let us try, you and me, under the guidance of beloved Gurudev and Guruji, to merge one day with infinite. Jai Guru. Om. Amen. Jai Guru to all of you.